Muy buenas tardes, mi gente. Aquí con ustedes la Comadre B with another episode of Comadriando aquí y con café. Today is Saturday, August 17th, 2024. Y aquí conmigo,
Ed, Cholo Trucker.
yes, we got the Cholo Trucker in the house. With no logbook, all right? Anyways, I brought him along because he is what I call one of our local celebrities, guys. So, a ver, Ed, tell us, who are you? What are you? ¿Qué haces? ¿A qué te dedicas? Cuéntanos todo.
What I am is a trucker, straight out. Trucking is your life because you are in the truck almost out of your life when you become a trucker. So you know, I am a trucker. Basically, I was born and raised here, there, and everywhere. I was born in East LA, and we lived in East Los. We lived in Montebello, the longest, those two places. So that's kind of where I hold my roots. But at that was only about 9 years. After that, we moved around so many places, a year here, a year there, 18 months over here. I'm not even sure we made it to 2 years in another spot. We just picked up and moved all the time, you know. From a single mom. Shouts to my mom. I love you.
That's what we were gonna do. Before we get into it, I have a gift for you. I actually got bags again, guys. That's supposed to be me, but obviously I grew hair, so it's a tumbler, the comadre mug I call it. More coffee, por favor. So later on, take a picture, tag me, send it to me, whatever. Take it along with you over the.
Take your pictures.
Take it with you over the road, and there you go.
I'll put it to use.
It stays warm, hot. Can put beer in there if you drink beer too. It does it all. Who would you like to give your saludos to?
Oh, you know, just my mom, because I was saying raised by a single mom. You know, dad took off when I was, I don't know, maybe about 6, 7 years old. And, you know, just kind of the story that you hear a lot. Mom struggling to raise 2 sons. And this was in the 80s and 90s. And, yeah, just grew up. And they got into the trucking business, and I refused. I just did not want to become a trucker. I just did not want to do it. I was hard-headed. Yeah, at some point, it was just like, you know what? There's nothing else for me, and I got into trucking. And even being a trucker for probably about 2 years, I was still not liking it. It was probably maybe around my 4th year that I fell in love with it, and it became a passion of mine, and got on YouTube maybe about, what's it been, about 4 or 5 years now? Something like that.
That's where I know you from.
Yeah.
YouTube. Johnny Cupcake over there is a big fan. And yeah, he's like, oh, Cholo Trucker, Cholo Trucker. And I'm like, who's this Cholo, and why is he a trucker being a Cholo? So I watched some of your stuff. So yeah, like I seen the other day the episode where they're interviewing you. You're talking about your dad and all that. So yeah, you know, like I can relate with you. People, obviously, the ones that follow me know I've been in a truck since I was 3.
Okay.
That's all I know too. Trucking is my life. Right now, I can say I've been away for about a year, and it kills me. Because that's all I know. That's all I know.
Okay.
Trucks, I've actually done actual dispatch all this time. And yeah, it sucked. Like, he got his license and he didn't like it. And I'm like all sad because I did. We went back to the Midwest twice last year. And I was like, this is the life for us. And he's like, nah, I don't like it. You go. And it's like,
yeah. Well, I mean, it's different. It's obviously a way of life. It's not just, it's what I tell people, it's not just a job. It's definitely a way of life. You know, your whole life has to become trucking. So that's why I say it, you know, for those that want to get into it, just know that's gonna be your life. So you either alter your life to it, or you're gonna be bumping, heads with your career, just not liking it. So it definitely needs to become a part of your life. It's not just you go in, clock in, do your 8 hours, clock out.
What's the longest you stayed out? Because you do over the road, right?
Not so much anymore. No. Now I'm home almost every night. For the most part, I'm pretty much just gone probably just one night now. I used to truck it from SoCal to Atlanta and back. So I used to do that pretty often. I haven't been to all 40 states,
No?
and no, I haven't. And for as long as I've been trucking, I'll tell everybody this: I do not know everything about trucking. I've said it numerous of times. To me, trucking, the Bible, and life, the thing they have in common is that you never stop learning.
Yeah.
You just keep learning. You could be learning about it for your entire life. You're still not going to know it all. You may know a lot about it, but you're never going to learn it all. It's just, you just keep learning. So, yeah, I've been doing it since I was 19. So 23 years, 22 years.
All your life too?
Yeah. And hey, here's to another 20-something years. So
I'll go with that. I want to get back on as soon as I can. I tell you, that's all I know. That's all I like.
Okay.
That's it. So man, when they're like telling me, well, what else do you want to do? I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
When I first started, it's a family business. Like I said, my dad, I was 3 years old on the truck with him. Mm-hmm. I had to, unfortunately, stop my trucking career and go to kindergarten, which killed me because I was like, man, who's going to help my dad? I thought I was the help. And once I graduated from school, the summer before graduation, actually, my junior year, I was already doing all that stuff, the dispatch and this and that. My dad ran trucks, and he was also a diesel mechanic. So I had it both right there. And, oh, man, it was hectic. And it was bad at first. I'm not going to lie. It was really, really hard. It was a different way of what I was used to. I was working at Subway. Like,
Yeah.
You make a sandwich and you go home. Like, no big deal. Over here, it was like different. The guys,
you were feeding
different.
people.
Yeah. I didn't really learn too much that summer. I had my aunt working for my dad. She was a fucking nightmare. But, I survived. I survived that summer. And when I graduated, I went back. And then, man. And back then, I knew the real dispatch where you needed to log in and the maps. And it wasn't like today. And, oh, man. That's why I always tell everybody, you guys have it so easy and you complain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's definitely, well, just like you, when I was a little kid, I used to jump on the truck with my dad as well. And then he took off, and that was heartbreaking because I used to love jumping on the truck with him. Man, I loved it. And when he took off, and that was it for me with trucks. And I think a little bit of that had to do with why I refused to be a truck driver, why I was so hard-headed. Like, no, Charlie, I don't want to do that. Like that dude. And here I am, and here I am now, so many years, being a trucker and everything. I'm proud of it. I seen the culture in trucking change so much,
Yes. Even
just
the way they dress to start off. Oh my God! Everybody's a slob now.
Well, it's funny because people complain about life, like, oh man, back in my days this, back in my day that. Well, in the trucking world too, it's different. You gotta. The trucks have definitely changed. Technology has changed the way you truck it. You're not using maps and Thomas guides anymore. Everything's GPS. Even the logbooks are now electrical.
Those suck.
And now, trucks have become so luxurious that you got guys jumping in the truck wearing, chanclas and shorts, and it's like, if you run into an emergency, man, you're gonna have to. Yeah, what are you gonna do, right? But they're so luxurious, so nice now, and it brings a different culture to the trucking industry, where, love the movie Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone when they're over there, yeah, in the beginning. Hey, I'm the smasher, and I'm like, damn, look at those. Those are truckers right there, you know. Like I always saw it like that, and I caught a little bit of that because I started trucking, like I said, 20 plus years ago. But I started seeing the culture being shifting.
Like 10 years ago, huh?
Yeah, so much to the point where CB radios, I still use my CB radio, but I'll tell everybody this. I know it's
breaker.
And yeah, well, I know it's the whole stereotype that every trucker has a CB radio. I'll tell you guys this. There's probably more truckers today now that do not have CB radios. Why? The smartphones took over everything. So once upon a time, you would turn it on, breaker 19, channel 19, and there was traffic all over it. Dudes talking all the time, man, And now you turn it on, and you'll be lucky if you find somebody.
Yeah.
There's still a little bit, but nowhere near the way it used to be. It's all smartphones, and
you find the old gabachos on there. They're still on there.
They're still on there. They're still on there.
Yeah.
You had a lot of the old school call sign names too. Overhaul and Peanut, and it was cool. It was fun, and that time is gone. That time is gone.
It's sad, huh?
Yeah, it is.
It's so sad. Yeah, that's what
I didn't think I was gonna come here
to
cry, but
I'm sorry.
You guys might get an exclusive though. But no, yeah, it is. It's just like everything else in life. You reminisce about the old school days. Just in trucking, sometimes I reminisce about the old school days. I'm like, damn, it was fun.
Yeah.
So.
No, when you were talking about it too, the truck that you first got, your Chato.
Oh yeah.
That's what I rode around with my dad, with a Chato, but ours was a Freightliner.
Okay.
And you know how they were all freaking rough back then, and just 2 seats and a tiny sleeper. That's what my dad had, and man, you couldn't take me out of that truck.
Yeah.
And then he used to work here local to LA and back to, I believe it was like Fullerton or Walnut. Mm-hmm. That was his route with Dart. You remember
Dart? Yeah.
So it was local. But man, he wouldn't want to take me because I used to turn the trucks on. When he used to hang out with the fellas after they were done, he would take too long. So I'd be like, let's go. Like, we got to go watch Tom and Jerry, And he'd be like all pissed off. So one time I turned it all the way on and he got scared. So he told my mom, I am not taking her no more. And I would still sleep in the hallway because I was like, okay, he's going to come out. I'm going to feel him. He has to take me. So I was already dressed and everything.
Wow.
It was like 4 a.m. I'm dressed. I'm just ready and waiting. So, yeah, it was a Chato, and that's what we rode around with forever. And he decided to be a mechanic. He didn't want to be a driver no more. So he established the mechanic shop like in 92 in Walnut. Then he had like 5 trucks. He started adding and adding and adding. And then he was just never on the truck anymore at all. And I was always like, well, why? Let's go. He's like, nah, I'm done.
Your obsession was killed. It was destroyed.
So then
right
here
there.
I am with this one, and he don't like it either. It's like, now what? Now I'm going to have to go do it myself.
Yeah, it's completely different now. I mean, a lot of trucks that you find, especially in the state of California, you're going to find them to be automatic.
They have no power.
It definitely changes the culture, the stereotype trucker that everybody thinks of. You'll still find them around here and there, but for the most part, they're starting to get weeded out, and trucking is bringing in a different culture, and it sucks. But I'm gonna keep trucking until I feel like, you know what, this is not for me anymore.
So your kidneys give out.
So something gives out, which is something else that I try to preach is health, especially for truckers as well. Keep yourself busy, keep yourself moving, eat right, because you know what? You sit a lot and you get tired. You work a lot of hours, and at the end of the day, you are tired. Because mentally you're tired, right? So you just kind of want to relax, but physically you got to do something though, And a lot of my trucking brothers and sisters, they suffer from health issues that they don't need to suffer from, So health is definitely a big topic for me when it comes to trucking and just in life in general, So
you're home now. When you were out over the road, would you like work out once you park to lay over for the morning, or what would you do?
Yeah. You you work out. You use the truck. You get out of the truck. Use the step up, step down, step up, step down. Do a couple of push-ups right there. Run around the truck and trailer. It doesn't need to be 30 minutes will work miracles. 30 minutes of working out will work miracles. It doesn't need to be an hour, 2 hours. If you're just trying to, maintain, if you're really trying to build muscle and do it, then, you got to go to an extreme. But if you're just trying to maintain 30 minutes, even 30 minutes of just walking, something, But, you got to get your body moving. And it's good mentally. I hear so many people just in life, not outside of trucking, just like, oh man, I'm depressed. Hey, go for a walk.
Yeah.
Go for a hike. You're depressed because you lock
just
yourself up in the room.
Yeah.
You're alone, just on your couch, trying to find something to watch. Hey, get up, go on a hike in the mountains or something. It's gonna work. Moving the body works many miracles. It really, truly does. So I'm an advocate for that. Hey, move your body, get out, move around.
See, not just the doctor, guys. Now you heard it from Cholo Trucker here. He's saying move a brisk walk 10 minutes a day. You're good to go.
The trucking doctor.
Yes. So let me ask you, how did you get into the whole YouTube podcast? Let me start dropping these videos and regañar these fucking guys. Because the other day I was watching the one that they asked you for, the Dear Abby advice, how to have a peaceful, co-parenting when you're shut up, just shut up.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you tell them.
What's up, familia? Welcome inside the hotel room. Hope you guys are doing good. Keep in between the lines. Got your load secure. Out here in the hotel room, man, trucking it up, doing the damn thing. So I want to make a video upon request on an email that I received. I had this conversation with this person through a Zoom call, but they want me to make a video about it. Hey, big dog, I like the way you break things down. I enjoy your channel, and I just recently went through a bad breakup with the mother of my kids. I got 2 little kids with her, and she's going nuts about me seeing my kids. I don't know what to do. She just keeps on going wild and crazy. I'll leave it right there because then it gets a little bit more personal and stuff like that. So, okay. Man, oh man. Okay, first of all, dog, I appreciate. I told this person this already. I appreciate it, man. You're a grown man, young man. You're 24 years old. You're a grown man, though. Young man, but you're a grown man, okay? You ain't got to take my advice, and that's for everybody watching. You don't need to take my advice. If you take my advice, okay, take it on your own volition, okay? If my advice is bad advice, don't take it. My advice doesn't work. Again, you made the choice to take my advice, all right?
Obviously, you said you've been there, right?
Yes.
So you cannot argue with the scorned woman. Viejas sangronas. But anyways, how did you come to this whole, let me just start dropping these videos?
So, I was watching YouTube. YouTube was kind of new to me, right? And I started seeing a couple of trucking channels, and I was like, all right, cool, and I didn't realize how much information was. I was never a big social media guy. Even to this day, I don't have Facebook. I don't do TikTok. I have an Instagram private one, just simply because whenever you meet somebody and it's like, hey man, I want to have you on the channel, it's like, oh, IG me,
Yeah.
and I didn't have
a new business card.
Yeah, nobody wants to get my number. It's just, hey, hit me up on IG, and I'm like, man, okay, but I'm not too much of a social media guy except for YouTube, right? So I was watching YouTube, checking out a couple of things, checking out some channels, and I was like, wow, at that time, I was really going through a tough time in my life. I started realizing a lot of things in my life and a lot of anger that I had inside of me, and why I was living the way I lived. I grew up living the street life, the gang life, a lot of that stuff. And a lot of that stuff has to do with masking some of your childhood trauma. You find the homies, you're out there, you're in the calles, you're doing your thing. It all seems fun, and at that time, some of the things really truly are fun. Today I think back and sometimes still laugh and chuckle of some of the dumb things we used to do, But come real life, there's real homies that are not here to laugh about it anymore. Either they're torcido for a long time, maybe life, or they're dead. So for those that live that life and that made it to a certain age, hey man, God bless us all. We made it through it. But I was like, gosh, man, look. I have 2 sons, good sons, and at that time they were both still teenagers. And I remember the final draw for me was my sons. They saw me when I was in a bad place. I would get like really drunk, right? And when I'd get really drunk, like a lot of things would come out of me. Not abusive or anything, but like trauma, that I went through. And one of the things that I shared, which I think is important for people to share about it, was I was sexually molested when I was a little kid. And that's something that I was just like, I was never going to talk about, right? Like, you would never get me to talk about it, nothing. But in reality, it's actually something healthy, to bring out. To bring out, because those are some deep scars. I get it. It's shameful, it is. But heck, it wasn't your fault, and those scars are in there. It's deep, and they work some deep wounds, man, and they stick with you for a long time. So I was watching YouTube, watching a lot of trucking channels. And I'm like, hey, you know what, man? Well, going back to my sons, they had lost respect for me, especially my oldest one. I remember one day, I remember that time where he cried. He cried, and it was on a weekend, and I didn't really care too much, but I remember exactly where I was at. I was trucking it. I was in Lancaster. I got off the truck. I was thinking about it a lot. And I was about to go into the receiving office, and I don't know, I just said it to myself, my sons lost respect for me. Wow, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I felt in my heart, like, wow, they lost respect for me. Like, damn. And then
after how many days? If you were already
that was probably like 3 days, 4 days later, and I was just like, wow, man, like, damn, And I was just like, man, well, why? Why am I like this? Why? And hey, a lot of people like myself were just saying like, hey, it's just who I am. I am who I am. Like, that's that. And it just came to me, like, said like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna start recording myself, just putting it out there, my thoughts, my beliefs, my opinions, my reactions and response to whatever's going on. And for the first year, so I did it on YouTube, right? I didn't really care. I'm like, I'm not on social media or anything. I don't even really care. If somebody gives me some good feedback, cool, so be it. And probably within like 6 months, I said, man, I don't like the guy I'm watching. That guy being me. I realized, like, damn, I'm cussing a lot. Like a lot, and I was just like, man. So I switched that. I just said, like, you know what, I'm gonna stop cussing on YouTube. And then next thing you know, that kind of went on through my life. And as I started seeing myself, like, a lot of people don't realize who they are until they actually see themselves from a distance. And it's like, wow, that's who I am. Like, wow, crazy, And I was only supposed to be on YouTube for 1 year, and I was. And come the following year, I went ahead and I got off of YouTube, and I said, well, that's it. The year's done. Cool. All right. A lot of changes that I did in my life, and that's that. within that time frame, I met a couple of cool YouTube people. Shout outs to Pablo from LA Times, my boy Joe, Big Joe Castro, Sonny Boy. Shout outs to my boys, man. And Pablo said, hey, man, how about you come join us on the round table? They had a bunch of guys that would get together and just talk about different subjects. So I did, and that just brought me back to YouTube. And I realized I enjoyed doing it, and that was it. And now I got 5 channels.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I thought you only had one.
Well, one Cholo Trucker channel. Yeah. The other channels, I have a boxing channel, a wrestling channel, channel where I review movies and shows, and then I do a football channel with my son.
Míralo.
It just became fun, and once I was able to release the anger, I was able to just enjoy life, see life differently, and not care about a lot of things that I used to care a lot about. And I just enjoy life now, so.
How long you've been doing it then? You said 4 years or longer?
I started 2020. Oh, who could forget that year? Yes.
COVID.
The very beginning, the very January of 2020. That's the year that I started. Yeah. So we're getting close to 5 years. Yeah. So cool. It's changed. Honestly, look. A lot of people say, hey man, there's nothing but drama on YouTube. No, there isn't. Okay? There's drama if you go and you look for it. Okay? If you don't look for it, you actually can learn a lot from YouTube. There's people that call it YouTube University.
I like that. I never heard that before.
I fixed my dryer. I took my dryer apart looking at YouTube. YouTube University. I had to take the whole dryer apart. The drum that comes up.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do that. I've worked on cars, but never on a dryer.
He does a lot of YouTube University then too.
Yeah. You actually can learn a lot. Yeah.
It's like a certified mechanic.
We all are, as long as we look for the right thing. So, there's a lot of people that say, man, there's nothing but drama on YouTube. It's there if that's what you're looking for. It's there. But if not, you actually could find a lot of good stuff. So, but
I'm still tripping that you have 5 channels.
Cholo Trucker is by far my main channel.
Okay. See, now I don't feel all left out.
Yeah, no. That is my biggest and my main channel. All the other channels, some people have asked me like, hey, what's Cholo Trucker about? And it's not really about anything. It's just me.
Just tell them I gangbang. Check it out. No.
Then people really would check it out. It's just me. There's really nothing. I just came up with the idea because at first I was actually driving while I was recording myself, and then I got a notice from DOT saying like, "Hey, you can't do that."
They got on you?
Yeah. Where the camera was set at, it was like right in front of me. They're like, "Hey, you can't do that. You gotta have it." I forgot. They told me that like a certain angle on the side. It can't be right in front of you. And I remember I told them it's down here. It's not up on the windshield. It's not obstructing my view. They're like, you can't have it there. And I'm like, oh damn. So I stopped and then I just started doing videos. So that's why it was Cholo Trucker, because I was always in the truck, and then I started doing videos at home. Still do it in the truck. Cholo Trucker is just, there's really no subject. It's just me. Just doing whatever I do, whatever's on my mind. I feel very extremely blessed that I've made a lot of great relationships with really good people.
Yeah.
And the fact that people have had people have reached out to me, like the video you're talking to me about.
Yes.
People have reached out to me and said like, hey bro, I'm going through this, man, you got a little bit of time. It's like, yeah man, we have Zoom meetings, and I chop it up with them, I hear them out, and it's like, damn, either I know what you're going through or somewhat like that, or I don't know. And people ask me advice, not to say that I have the best advice, but if people come to me, and I feel blessed. I feel blessed. By no means whatsoever do I have the answers.
Huh? Yeah. I always cry when people like me. I really do. Like, I don't know if you've seen, I'm on today, as a matter of fact, tonight they are airing an interview. First time they interview me.
Okay.
And I got to go to the radio station and everything, so I cried like 3 times. And I get questions too, like, hey, I'm going through this, and I was like, fuck, like, I don't even have my life together. Like, I'm gonna give you the best advice that I can give you as a person watching, but if it doesn't work, don't blame me, because I'm nobody.
Well, at least you're gonna cry on radio. They won't see you. See?
They see me. He recorded.
No, so I feel very blessed, and I've met a lot of great people that I've become personal friends with. Met them in person, hang out with them, go barbecues and everything. And it's YouTube, I will say, has I don't want to make it extreme, like, wow, it changed my life completely, but it's definitely made a difference in my life for the better, by far for the better. And you reap what you sow. If you get on there and you run your mouth and you're negative and you're pumping your chest out, that's what you're gonna get back. You get out there and you're being truthful, you're being honest and humble and kind, and being trying to be the best person you can possibly be. You're gonna find a lot of good, level-headed people that are connect with you, and people that want to see you do good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you got people that they may say they want to see you do good, but in reality, you see their actions, and it's like, nah, you don't really want to.
It's because they want to see you do good, but not better than them. That's where that saying comes in.
Yeah, it's like fly. Yeah, if you're gonna fly with one wing, fly, but fly in a circle. Don't go anywhere, man. Don't fly away. Yeah.
That's ugly. People are ugly. They have ugly feelings towards you.
Yeah. It's been quite a trip, man, and I'm blessed. I really am. Even with all of this madre or any problems that I have in my life personally or whatever it may be, I know I'm blessed. I know I'm blessed, and sometimes feel sad or a little bit out of it, and I'm like, you know what? Like, for what? It's get out and go for a hike. Just like I was saying earlier.
10-minute brisk walk, guys. And an apple. Don't forget the apple. Yeah, no. Like, before we were on here, you're talking about the whole fighting and this and that on that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, what the heck are you guys even talking about? So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. It was an opportunity that came to me. They're like, hey, would you be down to hold up? Yeah, they started talking about it behind the scenes, right? And they had approached me saying like, hey, would you be down to get in the ring? I'm like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. We're all still a little bit crazy, we're all still a little bit vatos locos forever in the mind, but I'll be like, yeah, that'd be cool, and went ahead, I did that, and I did it again not too long ago, and that's it. That's it. I realized like, you know what?
I won't get hit no more. No.
That time is really passing me up. But I have I've done a lot of things that I really should have been doing when I was younger. I was always pretty athletic, and I didn't do anything with it.
Why?
You
were too cool, huh?
I was too cool. Yeah. I was just, come on, man. I'm not gonna be over there running track. You know what I mean? I'm kicking it with the homies, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna go, smoke out, find some hyenas and everything. I'm not gonna go over there and play some baseball or anything like that. Look like a fool. That was the mentality.
You
know,
were too cool for
that
school.
was, you know. Yeah. Now looking at it, I was like, dang, who knows? You know, I could have done a lot of cool things. Now I'm over here doing them like in my 40s, and I'm really feeling it in the bones. Like when I swam from Alcatraz to shore, that was something. You know,
What was this? What was that for?
Just to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. That was
trying to see what they might have felt like escaping or what.
Yeah, if they did escape. Yeah. So I did that. Was it last year? I think it was last year or the year before. I think it was 2022. I think it was 2022.
And you swam from
Alcatraz,
from the rock to where?
To shore. That was quite the experience. I've never drank so much seawater, and I don't recommend it. It was still probably like 3-4 days later when I
still taste it.
When I burp, I still taste like the salt water, like just nasty.
How long did it take you?
I don't know. Maybe about an hour.
Non-stop swimming?
Yeah, at least trying. It was crazy because, you know, we live here in SoCal. For those that are not from California, you think that everybody's at the beach all the time.
No.
That's not
just
what
in the
goes
summer.
on.
That's it.
That's not what goes on. It's a mission. It's a little bit of a hassle to go to the beach. So really, I was just training in a Olympic swimming pool, right? But I learned how to swim again. YouTube University, right? Checked out a lot of swimming channels and how to swim properly. You don't swim with your head above the water. Your face is facing downwards, and you come up and you take a little breath with your mouth and put it back down. Boom. So you're pretty much, your whole body's like this while your face is facing down. You're kind of gliding on top of the water.
Oh.
And it is true, and it does work. However, when you go to the ocean where the water is just, son of a gun. It was water just going up the nose and just, man, it was rough. Glad I did it.
Was it cold?
Oh yeah. Glad I did it. I'll never do it again though. Glad I did it. But it crossed my mind. It crossed my mind because it's a group of people. It's a lot of you, right?
Well, I thought it was just you. I was like, was anybody following you? You weren't scared?
No, so it's a lot of people. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if a shark does come around, the odds he gets me, you know. So, but what I didn't realize how spread out you get. You get so spread out, you don't even see anybody anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
That's scary.
The current, it started taking me.
You weren't scared?
Yeah, I was scared.
I'm scared for you right now.
Yes, I was scared. I stopped and I'm like, did something go wrong? Cause the Golden Gate Bridge was getting closer and closer. I was about to go out to open sea. And I'm like, oh man, I think I'm supposed to be like over there. I don't see anybody, nothing. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, if I get attacked right now, nobody's around because there's people out there like in canoes and stuff, but I don't see anybody. And I'm like, if I get attacked right now, it's over. You know, like wow, man. So no, it's I was scared. Yeah,
and then
definitely.
What happened? Now I'm intrigued.
No, a guy in a boat came and he got me and took me back to court. He's all like, hey, here, hold on to this rope and hold on to this handle because you're getting way too close. And he brought me back to like where the course is at. And he's all like, okay, see that building over there? And I'm like, yeah. He's all like, just swim towards that building. Because you don't see the sand. You don't see the beach. You don't see anything. You don't even really see buildings because the water's like, oh, you know, you just saw a top of like a building. He's all like, just swim towards that. So I'm like, all right, cool. Go. I made it, and I was tired for the rest of the weekend. I was just gassed out. It was an experience, but yeah. So, well, my point is, I've always been pretty athletic, but I just never did anything with it, you know. So I thought I just needed to get stuff out of my system, and to this day, you know, I won't do things like that anymore, but little small 5K runs, little mud runs, those things are fun. I recommend it to everybody. even if you're not athletic, just to go out there and have a good time. You know, you get yourself a little 5K run, get out there with some friends. You know, don't go to the very competitive ones like Spartan or anything like that, but just the little fun ones. You have a good time. You have a good time. You get out there, you get dirty, the little kid in you comes out, and you challenge yourself at the same time, and you're just laughing, having fun. So
I don't want to do nothing with mud though. That's gross.
it's a good time. It's a good time.
So well, he's been in the movie Jumped In as well. Last week I had Vero here from Echo Park. You're obviously in the background. Is that another one of your let me get it out of my system things you're doing? Or how did you end up on this movie?
Yeah, I'm a huge star, man. I rode that wave all the way through. I walked that red carpet like 5 times saying like, yep, I'm in the movie. You know, shout outs to everybody that was a part of that movie. I had a fun time. I had a good time. I have a funny story while filming that movie, by the way. But to answer your question, I've seen a lot of independent films and some what do you call them? Short movies?
Yeah, short film.
Short film.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of those. No disrespect to anybody, but there's like 1 or 2 that I've seen that I'm like, wow, man, like that's some horrible acting, you know. And I'm like, I wonder if I can do okay with it, because maybe it's harder than it looks. You know, maybe I think I can do okay, and then I look at myself, I'm like, damn, yeah, delete that movie or something. So I'm like, you know what? Look, if I can find the time, I would like to get into it.
Yeah.
Of course, being a trucker, even my local days, I'm working 12 to 14 hours, you know, so it's pretty tough. I have had, especially somebody like my boy, Big Joe Castro, who's a producer for independent films. Sometimes he hits me up. He's all like, hey, man, hey, we're going to be shooting tomorrow over here. And it's like, I can't, big dog. You know, I can't be there.
I could though. Okay, Joe Castro, just letting you know.
And I'm just like, I can't, man. He's all like, hey, be here at noon, be here at 11, be here at 1. I'm like, I can't. So it definitely has to fit my schedule. So, but it's, yeah, you know, I have a good time doing it. I'm not camera shy. So I have a fun time doing it. So anytime that I see that I can, I do see posts where it's like, hey, we just need background people.
Yeah.
You know, just show up and just be there. You don't say anything, you don't do anything, bam. And I've been, you know, in a couple of scenes like that, or music videos where it's just like, hey, we just need extra people, man. Just show up. And I say, yeah, cool, I'll just show up, I'll just be there. But I haven't really had anything where I have lines like that or anything of that sort. Hopefully one day I could step up to that role. I know, like I said, it's a little bit hard because maybe I can't be there schedule-wise as they need me to be. But shout outs to Second Chance, Michael, who's a star in the movie Jumped In. He had me on his music video, and I got to know him, you know, fairly well. A good dude. And he told me about the movie, and hey, you know what? Show up, man. Show up, and we could have you in the park scene. I'm like, all right, cool. So, funny story about the scene, if you guys want to get into it.
You're smiling. I already want to know.
so funny story about the scene. So, you know, the movie takes place back in 1995. So it's like, hey, everybody go dressed up, you know, old school style, right? And I'm like, cool, freedom, man, homie. That's what I'm all about, man, you know? So I go, I'm dressed up, right? A bunch of vatos, man, from all different type of barrios. They're all there. So everybody gets the meeting to one another, you know, the whole gangster machismo thing. Hey, what's up, homie? You know, da. And when you're around that crowd, you don't laugh, you don't smile a lot. Okay, you just don't. You know, you're around a bunch of vatos, man. You know, the whole gangster machismo thing.
You can't be cool, huh? You gotta be tough.
You just, you know, keep it, you know, just keep a straight face. You know, be cool with everybody. You're not there to fight or anything, but you know, you're not gonna be there acting like a clown either, right? And they start handing out beers to make it look like we're drinking in the background in the scene, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So they're like, hey, everybody just act like you're kicking it, all right? Just like you're just mingling, right? I'm like, all right, there's a little fence, probably like up to my waist, right? So I'm like, oh, you know what? I think it'll be a better look if I'm on the other side of the fence, and if I'm leaning against the fence like this, drinking a beer, chopping it up with a couple of homies. So I'm like, all right, cool. I didn't even think about it. I had the beers in my pocket. I was wearing Dickie shorts like I am now. And I'm like, I could hop this fence like nothing, you know? So I hopped the fence, and because there's a beer here in my pocket, the pocket is bulging out more. So the edge of the pocket gets clipped on the top of the fence. My stomach falls on top of the fence, and my legs come over. I'm kind of hanging for like a second or two. Everybody there, remember the company that's around, right? How I just explained it. Yeah. Everybody's all like, oh. And I'm like, oh, damn, I'm trying to unhook myself. My legs are kind of dangling. I unhook myself like, damn, the beer's busted. My shorts are all wet. I'm like, gosh, darn it, man. I get up, I look up, you know, try to play it off like, you know, like it was nothing. Everybody's looking at me like, damn, dog, like, they just had to look at me like, damn, you just look like a fool, homie. You know, like, I'm like, damn it. Now, but, you know, like somebody told me, hey, nobody's going to forget you, though. Nobody's going to forget you. Maybe half of those dudes are going to be forgotten, but everybody's going to remember you. Not the way I want them to, but that was...
remember that beer guy?
Yeah, remember that guy that couldn't hop the fence, and he got caught, and he was hanging on the fence for like a few seconds. Yeah, and we still... And by the way, they decided, like, no, you know what? Not right here. Let's actually move it over here. So we didn't even shoot the scene exactly. We shot it still at the park, but not exactly right there. So I was just like, God, I did that.
So then what'd you do? You stayed wet all freaking day?
I stayed smelling like Budweiser. The scent of the scent of Anheuser-Busch, man, was all over me that day. So yeah, because I was before filming, and I stood like that all day. And they, like so many other things, we filmed, I don't know, maybe about a good 20 minutes of the scene. But in the movie, they edited it down to, I don't know, maybe
3 minutes.
Yeah, maybe even less than that. It was a small part. So
yeah, we went to the premiere. We seen it that first day when in Santana when
I was there. Yeah. I was there with
He's seen you there too. He's like, hey, what's his name's right there? I'm all, where? What are you talking about? He has an eye for you. I'm telling you, he's your fan.
That's a big dog. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it.
He's there. I think he's on the movie because you had already been here. I think, right? And you had mentioned to him you were in that movie, right?
Oh, that's right. We talked about it. I told you I was going to go to a premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said that you weren't sure if you guys were going to go. Yeah.
I was actually going to be in that movie.
Okay.
But that day I met you here, I didn't recognize you. It was dark out there, and then I don't know. It was weird when we got to the trooper again. But I didn't connect the fucking dots.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, let me rephrase that. I was gonna be considered for the movie, but I guess Miguel, he didn't think I had the look, so he told Stroller. That's my friend. I went to school with him.
Okay.
So he was trying to get me in. He suggested the whole thing. Miguel had said, okay, let me see what she looks like. So I sent my headshots and everything, and he's like, nah, she's not like the part. So I was like,
You know, that's a part that I'm uncomfortable with. So like I say, I'm not camera shy. I'm not. But I'm not going to be... I don't want to be taking headshots and selfies of myself, you know what I mean? To send them in like, hey, send me. So when you're just a person in the background, you don't need to do any of that.
Yeah.
You know,
just
but...
show up.
Yeah, but if you want like one of those roles, it's like, hey, send in your headshots, and I'm not. I have no problem, you know, like this, but I'm not gonna be like, hey, let me. How do I look? You know, get in front of the. That's an uncomfortable part for me.
So like those like fish lips. pictures with you? Never. We'll never see one.
No. You know, now that I think about it, maybe I need to go somewhere where they take pictures of me if I want to step up my game and get a role. Because I can't see myself going in.
Well, I know a real good photographer that does headshots and stuff like that.
There it is. See, making careers here already. So
let's network. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Well, at least it worked out, even though you smell like beer.
Yeah, I was the best smelling guy there. So it was quite. But you know what? It was fun. It was fun working with everybody there. After that, it was the same day of the car show at the convention, and I still went to the convention, still smelling like beer. Yeah. Just because my boy Gangster Boogie and his wife Cecilia, they're down here, and every time they're down here, I always want to hang out with them because they live up in the 805.
Oh, okay.
And those are my people right there, and they were part of the movie too. And homeboy's in his 50s, but man, that guy can dance. Damn, that guy can move, man. So shout out to my boy OG Gabe. So so I just went over there just for a little bit, just to hang out. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go get some dry socks on. So took off, man. But it was fun. It was a good time.
Is that like one of the bigger like parts you've been in, or like where have you had your biggest part as a extra, you could say?
I would say Second Chance. Second Chance, his music video. His music video called, oh man, shots to Michael, Second Chance. Damn it. The music video, Cali's, oh man, I forgot the name of the song. But that's probably the biggest role I've had. Yeah, he had me on there. I'm not a rapper, I'm not a singer, I'm not anything like that, but he had me in a fair amount of portion of the music video. Yeah, so it wasn't many of us in that music video, and he, you know, shout outs to him because he put me in a lot in the music video. So yeah, and I tell people that when we jumped in, you know, I try to act like a big star and everything, but if you blink, you'll miss me in that movie. Good times though. Good times. Really fun.
If you blink, you'll miss me. Oh. But you were there. That's what matters.
I was there.
Yes. Okay, so obviously you said your whole schedule doesn't work with that. Are you like looking for more like jobs, acting jobs, or if they just come to you, you'll take them? Or what can we expect with that?
You know, I've come to find out that a lot of it is who you know.
Yes.
Like, you may be a good person for a role, but if somebody's cousin wants the role,
they get it.
They're gonna go with that somebody's cousin, right? Even though you probably fit the role a little bit better than she does, but they, you know, and that's the way it just goes down. And that's not just in showbiz. That's pretty much in anything, you know. You know what? I'm out there. If there's an opportunity, I'm not really seeking it hard like that. I don't really, because I'm not that big in social media outside of YouTube. So,
but YouTube's the biggest media.
You know what? Yeah, it is.
That's the biggest platform out there.
You know, is it bigger than TikTok?
I think it is.
Is it?
YouTube's been around how long?
People tell me about TikTok a lot.
I think YouTube's worldwide, so
okay.
You're literally on the World Wide Web.
Okay.
Anybody in China, Africa, wherever punches a Cholo trucker, they can watch you.
Okay. People tell me about TikTok all the time, but yeah. So so I'm on YouTube. I'm not seeking it like that for the reasons I told you. It's like I can't commit to it. You know, they're like, hey man, we're gonna need you for a whole month to film. Yeah, unless right off the rip you're gonna pay me what I need for that month, then I can't commit to it. You know, I'm not a full-time actor or something like that. I'm a trucker and I need to be trucking. So, but if the right opportunity comes up and everything fits and everything, I can connect the dots all the way. Yeah, I'll do it, and I got no problem with it. I don't mind missing a day or two of trucking if somebody's serious about it. Because I've been. I'm not gonna throw anybody out there, but I've been in certain situations where you get there and it's just clowning around, people just talking, and it's like, okay, you said to be here, at 9 in the morning. I'm here at 9 in the morning. It's Saturday and it's like, now it's 11 o'clock
and
we're still not doing anything, and everybody's just kind of joking around, and it's like, hey, what's going on?
And they don't know you're a truck driver and you're always on time.
Well, but just on top of that, if I have something to do later on Saturday, it's like, oh, you know what? Okay, cool. What time? 9 in the morning? Feed a man. All right, I'll be there. We should be done by, say, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
So cool. All right, but now it's 11 o'clock. Everyone's still just clowning around and talking about what we should do and everything. Like, come on, show up. I'm not saying not to have a good time. I'm not saying everybody show up and have nothing but pure serious faces and nobody, hey, show up, have a good time, but let's get to work. Let's get to work. Let's get things going. Let's get to work. And I've been in situations like that, and it's just like, I was supposed to be in a bigger part, but I had other things that I had committed to that day. And this wasn't supposed to take that long, but because it's like, oh, you know what? Hey, everybody, come check this out, man. And, go into the studio and, hey, come check this out. And this is what I'm working on and da-da-da. It's like, let's finish this.
And then we'll go
and then let's go check out what else you got going on, So, so I was a part of that project, but I didn't finish it. I told him, hey, look, I got to go. I gotta go. Oh man, we still need you for this. Yeah, man. Well, I was here. But I gotta go, man. So yeah. As long as it's as long as they're working, I don't care how low budget it is. I don't care. 1 follower, no followers, 1,000, 1,000,000 followers. As long as you take it serious. Again, you want to have a good time. That's cool. That's fine. Let's have fun doing it. But as long as we work. As long as we work, then I'm down with it. But if I'm gonna take some time off of trucking, then you better be serious about it.
See, you heard it, guys. Don't waste his time.
I'll be willing to take some time off of trucking if I can to work on a project, but you got to be serious about it. Though you got to be serious about it.
Yeah, time's money and consideration and all that goes together.
Yeah, absolutely.
I never have time, so my time's precious to me. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Not to me, it's like, oh, God, let me see, what can I shift where? So, no, I get it. Do you work for a company or are you self-employed?
When I first started trucking, I actually had my own truck. That's how I first started trucking. But no, I work for a company now. It was my own truck. Because my family was in the business. So it was an old beat up truck that they were going to get rid of. And I'm like, no, I'll take it. And it was a 1981 International cab over 2-stroke truck, man. No heater, no AC, no power steering, no air ride. God bless that truck.
How was your back when you were done for the day?
Okay, so the seat only comes up to like right here to like the lower back. The steering wheel is this big. It feels like plastic. There's no power steering. There was no radio, no AC. In the summer, there was holes in the floorboard, and it's a Chato, so the motor's under you.
Yeah.
In the summer, you would just bake, man. But I was young. I was young, and I thought it didn't do too much to my body. Driving a truck like that now may damage me, right? Trucks now, they have air ride, which is the airbags that you see in the back. Back in the day, trucks didn't have air rides. They had the springs. So any little bump, you'd feel it.
Bah, bah,
you felt
it. Even made that sound too, huh?
but it was cool. Trucking. I've learned a lot and a lot of experiences that I've gone through in trucking, and it's been fun. It's been a good time. I worked for a truck driving agency, which a lot of people don't know about. There's just like you have agencies to go do some warehouse work, you have agencies to do truck driving.
Huh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that either till it was offered to me, because I still did not have 2 years experience. Mm-hmm. And I'm
so
like,
the
man,
insurance didn't even want you.
I couldn't find a job.
Yeah.
You know, my truck finally broke down where it cost me a lot of money, and work was not good at that time. It was terrible at that time. I'm like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and get with the company, but no company wanted me with under 2 years. So then somebody told me, hey, you know what? I know somebody who works for a truck driving agency.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah, truck driving agency. I didn't know
I'm shocked right now, and I thought I knew everything.
Yeah, no, there's truck driving agencies, and just like a regular agency, they're like, hey,
they place you.
Keep your phone on.
Yeah.
Okay, we might call you at nighttime, night work, whatever it may be. The more you say no, the less we call you. So the more we say yes, the more work you're gonna get. The more you say no, the lower on the list you get when work comes up. So I was saying yes to everything, and I don't want to do it again, but I got so much experience. I did flatbeds, tart lines, reefers, dry vans. Because the trucking I was coming out of, I was hauling dirt with the bottom dumps.
So you were all
It was the ones that just open at the bottom and the dirt comes down. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't know what it was like to pull a single trailer outside of the driving test. So that's all I was doing. And
how was the reefer to you?
Yeah,
to learn the numbers.
Exactly. So that was something else. All that, but I got a lot of experience, and it's crazy when it comes to trucking, because when you get your CDL, commercial driver's license, now everybody thinks that you need to know everything about trucking.
Yeah.
So when I would go do flatbed, and they would be like, "Oh, we don't have any straps, man. Just cross tie the pallets." I'm like, I don't know how to. Yeah. You don't know how to cross tie?
Like what kind of truck?
What kind of trucker are you, right? And it's like, you know, you get the worst of the worst. You know, and I did tart lines and reefers and dry vans and everything. So I got so much experience. I would not take that back. It was a horrible time, but I would not take that back because I got so much experience. All that being said, I wouldn't want to do it again. But a lot of experience. It was good for me, because after that, then I was just like, okay, now I want to get out of the agency. I got my 2 years experience.
I'm done here.
Okay, what kind of experience do you have? How do you know? What do you know how to do? Oh shoot, I know how to do
everything.
I know how to do flatbed. I know how to cross tie. I know doubles and triples. I know reefers. I know. So now my options opened up on what I had experience with. So, you know, by fuerza, I learned, but it was an experience. But it's crazy. Just everybody thinks you get your license and now you're an expert in all of trucking, and that's not what happens. A lot of learning, and like I said in the beginning, you never stop learning. So
life lessons.
Lessons.
Live and learn, huh? I remember I used to make him go take loads too, and the first time he did Ready Pack, the salad place in Irwindale, they were telling him, slide your axle. It's like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, the tandems, for the trailer.
Slide your axle. He's like, oh, I know I need to go back. I'm already on the fucking dock. Slide your axle. He's like, what the fuck is he telling me? I don't know. I never even knew either. To slide your axle.
But in my defense, I didn't even have my license.
Yeah.
Her dad would be like, hey,
just go pick it up real quick.
Take it. Like, I know how to back the trailer in and out of the yard.
Right.
I've never been out there. You'll be fine. Just go. So they would send me these places. When I'll get there, I'll have to call him like, hey, they're asking me to do this.
Right.
He's like, okay, get out of the truck, go to the trailer, then he would have to explain everything.
Right, yeah.
But shit, this was what?
13, 14 years ago?
14 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have a driver's license. Let alone my CDL. They sending me out everywhere.
Yeah.
So, explain.
Context to it, right?
But either way, that was the first time, and it's like you don't know,
No
right.
idea.
Yeah, that's where it's at the end of the day. Like I always say, your peace of mind is where it's at. If you're okay with yourself and you can wake up tomorrow okay with yourself and proud of yourself, that's where it's at. You're doing something right, you know?
You know, it's something that it came to my mind. Nobody gets at me like this anymore, but I you know, for your viewers and people, when I first got on YouTube, people would talk about like my estilo and stuff like that, right? Like, man, Vato tries too hard. This Vato this Vato that, or they won't even say Vato, but you get what I'm saying. And I'm not trying anything. You know, this is who I am. This is my style. You know, it's we were talking a little bit before we hit record on this. I love this culture, this estilo, this get down. That is who I am. You know, from the core of who I am. Also being a trucker. I like the style. I love it. I'm glad it's making a comeback. I just want to leave all the chaos, all the mensadas, all that stuff out of it. And we can do that. You know, I think, generally speaking, I think we have been doing that. You know, things were, you know, people complain about, oh man, how bad things are, you know, in the streets. Things were a heck of a lot worse years ago. You know, now, you know, you hear about a shooting or stabbing or something like that, and then everybody on social media surrounds that story, blows it up, and it's like, man, you can't go anywhere nowadays. It's like, hey,
back then
wait a
worse.
second, man.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a second, man. Do you remember back in the days, like it just being all sunshine and roses, homie? Like,
no,
you wouldn't. That story would have been completely lost in the news just because there were so many stories in every neighborhood, multiple blocks where something like that was going down. So, you know, while everybody, well, I don't want to say everybody, but while a lot of people are out there pushing a narrative that things are really bad in the streets and man, look at us, you know, we're at war with each other, raza, and everybody just killing each other. And I want to go ahead and I just want to show the flip side of the coin on that and say, you know what? It was a heck of a lot worse before. Of course, it's not perfect. Of course, you know, we're all human beings and nobody's perfect. So, but it was a heck of a lot worse before. You know, to this day, I still hear people say like, oh yeah, I don't go over there anymore, man. It's too crazy nowadays. I'm like, dog, okay, man, you lived there back in 1997, homie.
That was when it was going
that's
down.
when it was really bad. You grew up there. You know, it's not that bad. I was just there. It's not that bad, homies. Yes, of course, you can still run into problems, absolutely, but it was much worse before, man. So like I said, while a lot of people are talking about that and giving the problems, I want to go ahead and, you know, give saludos to everybody for wising up. Maybe not everybody is. That's cool. That's fine. But a lot of people are, because the streets are actually peaceful from what it used to be once upon a time. But keep through, chats, because yes, it's you know, danger still lurks around. So
I was listening to your episode where you were talking about that whole, and they were coming to the IE that they're saying that these were like the real gangs over here towards LA and stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, I agree with you. Social media obviously wasn't a thing then. So that's where, you know, that comes into where, nowadays. No, it's always been a shit show. It's just that back then there was no social media to self-record on the moment and post it, and it's boom right away on the spot, you know. But yeah, no, I think I'm with you. Like you said, you know, we're evolving.
Right, yeah.
A step above, and that's why I think we could be better people overall with our whole generation. Because as you know, like we are the parents now.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Back then we were the kids and this and like now we are the parents. Show on to your kids to do better. And you know, I think it, you know, the whole comeback, like you were saying, the style. We have all the classic movies going through their anniversaries right now, and all the new generation loves it. They support it. The young kids, I don't know if you've noticed, like the 12, 13-year-olds, those are the ones that dress like the little homies now.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess it's a cool thing, you know, if you like it and you're into it, but be at peace with it. You don't need to bring all the stuff, like you said. Leave the drama for another day, you know?
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah, no, our social media was Teen Angel Magazine. Who remembers that?
Yes.
But, no, look, there's adults now have problems with youngsters, the way they dress. Oh, look at the way they dress. Look at the type of pants they wear. And then they go ahead and they dress with the Charlie Brown shirts. It's like, oh, they you know, they don't live that life. They don't. It's like, I'm finding adults just complain about youngsters, just finding things to complain about, you know. And I heard this one time, and it's just like, hey, you know, oh, kids are dressing like that now with like the Charlie Brown shirts or in that stilo, you know, but they don't know what we had to go through, so they shouldn't dress like that. And I'm just kind of thinking, like, isn't that the point for a generation to go through a fight so the next generation doesn't? You know, I got whenever I go out, you know, to anywhere, concerts or something, and I really dress up, I got a couple of zoot suits, right? I never went through the zoot suit riots.
Yeah.
Okay? I know there was a struggle when it came to the zoot suit riots. So I wear it in honor, and I appreciate the style, and I want the style to live on.
Yeah.
For, like, if an old school Pachuco came to me and said, you shouldn't be wearing that because you don't know what we went through, you're basically telling me you want the style dead.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm wearing it in honor. Yes, I did not go through that struggle, right? So for me now to turn around and see, you know, a 17-year-old who's not a gang member, who's a good kid, you know, he's doing everything right, and he's, you know, rocking a Charlie Brown shirt, sticking his hair back, and for me, hey, homie, don't be dressing like that, because you know what, dog, when I was your age, homie, it was war on the streets. Like, no, hey, man, you know what, as long as you respect the style, man.
Yeah.
I want the estilo to live on, and I want it to live on without the desmadre. You know, leave all the mensadas that we were a part of, leave all of that out, and let the style and culture live, man, because I think it's beautiful. I love, you know, hearing the oldies and the Smile Now Cry Laters and the murals and the art and the style, the low riding, the cruising, you know, everything, all that stuff. You know, the women getting decked out and Dia de los Muertos, everything, the painting of the faces, all that stuff is extremely beautiful to me. It's just once upon a time we're very knuckleheaded, hard-headed, and we just cannibalized on each other. And to a certain extent, some of that still happens, but not to what it used to be. So I do not want to push youngsters away from the style. Hey, embrace the culture. I like the culture. I love the culture, and I'm glad to see it coming back without none of the nonsense.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
All of it, everything you said, I'm with you on that.
I'm like 50-50 on that. You know, it's like embrace it, but when you see these young kids dressing like that, it's like you better be prepared for what it brings.
Oh yeah, there's always the trouble side.
This look, and somebody outside of your little circle doesn't know that you're a good straight A kid. They just see you walking down the street, khakis, Charlie Brown. Oh, there's another homie right there. Jam them up.
Yeah.
Now I dress like this, but I don't know how to act when I'm jammed up.
Right.
To get myself in a fucking wreck. You know, so I'm 50-50. I like the way they embrace it, all this, the way everybody comes together now, but if you're gonna dress like that, be prepared for what comes with it. You know, because there's people who kind of think outside that box.
Yeah.
They don't see that as, that homie's embracing it. No, they think that homie's just for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Gas station or whatever, you know, so I get your point, but you know, I still see the other side of it.
Scary.
Well, let me go ahead and throw this out there, because people have said to me, like, you know, hey, why do you still dress like that? You know, why do you still wear, you know, why do you dress like a gang member who's doing desmadre on the streets, right? And my rebuttal to that is, show me in the last 20 years, maybe even more, a gang member, a real true street gang member that dresses like that.
Yes.
Because that style,
they don't dress like that anymore.
that cholo, like the cholo look, that started switching around like 94, 95-ish. Back in 1997, I was a teenager. Nobody was rocking Charlie Brown shirts. Nobody had hair. Everybody was shaved bald.
White t-shirts.
Nobody was wearing Dickies. Everybody started wearing Frisco Benz or Solos. People were wearing jerseys. The gang look changed completely, right? And then we get into the 2000s, and that style started changing. Nobody was wearing Nike Cortezes anymore. As a matter of fact, I remember people making fun of others that were wearing Nike Cortezes. Like, dog, yeah, you look dirty, man, rocking Nike Cortezes, you know?
Yeah.
Right? So, like, the it's changed. And then I saw the style, like, in the 2000s, kind of turn a little bit more hip-hop-ish, I guess I would say. And honestly, I don't really see, like, I'm talking about true active gang members dress like that. You know, I think it's more of a look and a style. But you're right, though, because, you know, that could cause a little bit of like, who does this fool think he is? You know what I mean? Yeah, it can. But I would also say the gang banging style has changed. I would say, like, in the last 25 years, where that's an old. If
you're 37 or older, you're around that last generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if
under that, they're they ain't rocking the way we used to.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is, like, if you go and you see a bunch of vatos from a barrio kicking it that are truly active, they don't look like a bunch of chucos from big VGV. Yeah. You know, they don't look like that today, and they haven't looked like that for many years.
That's what I was telling Veronica last week. Like, in our area, you can't even tell because they have the shorts and little socks.
Yes, yeah,
I think they even shave their legs. I'm not playing. Like, wow, they're so like,
It's
are you really crazy or you lie? No.
Yeah, so I would say, I'm with you. I hear you, and that definitely comes with the territory. At the same time, I think there's 2 decades plus where that style has kind of, there's a big a big chasm right there where that style is not, you don't look so much like a gang member. You look more like somebody who's wearing that for culture purposes. Yeah. For the most part. But yeah, I mean, look, anybody who's looking for problems is looking for problems, and if they want to find a problem, they're feeling froggy, they're gonna find it for whatever reason, So don't be one looking for problems, man. Everybody
and
watching.
Don't hit up on the little kids with the hairnets either. No.
I like that. That's
all these little boys have little hairnets now.
Oh man, I was at a little small car show, and there was this teenage couple. Damn, it looked feed man. Homeboy was decked out. He had Stacey Adams with some khaki Dickies, creased up. Man, they must have been about like 13, 14 years old, right? And decked out. He had the white shirt, but with the Charlie Brown vest over it. And he had his hair slicked back with a hairnet. And homegirl, she's looking decked out too, and they're taking a picture, and I'm just like, that's right, man.
It belonged on the cover of that Teenager magazine, huh?
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, that's right. So, hopefully, and maybe their battle is to get that stereotype out of, like, we're not gangbangers. Our battle in that era was on each other and with the cops, right? The stereotype. Maybe their battle is to prove out there, hey, we're not gangbangers. We're embracing, a culture, a estilo here, So we're not with that, So maybe that's their battle. So youngsters, fight that battle.
You got it from your Cholo trucker, guys. So let's, I guess, close it up. Is there anything you want to throw out there before we close this up?
No, just shout outs to all your listeners or all your viewers. Shout outs to all you guys. Like, share, and subscribe.
He actually watched my show. Now I feel all freaking excited. Yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe, and thank you so much for having me. It was
it was
a blessing. Good conversation. Felt like it went by really fast. So
I know, and it did, huh? We're over an hour already.
Yeah, like an hour and a half.
See.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And I always tell myself just stop, but my talks just go for hours.
No,
sorry, I'm sorry.
no, it was a lot of fun, and to everybody out there, stop looking for happiness outside. Look for happiness within. Unity is not what everybody else does. Unity is what you do. So stop looking at other people's problems and stuff like that. Fight your battles. You know how everybody says nobody's perfect? Well, you're not perfect. Fight your battles. Okay? Stop going and pointing out other people's problems and stuff like that. Fight your battles that you have here. And happiness is within you. You find your happiness within you, not with somebody else to make you happy. So that's what I gotta say. But thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you. That makes all the reflection time tonight. After they watch it, and be like, damn, the old el Cholo trucker's right.
Go out for walks.
Take your walk, guys. All right. He just talked about the whole Pachuco look. I did a video Friday I loaded it. This is gonna air Monday. Mm-hmm. So check that out. Saludos to a friend of mine again, Benny Mendez out in Arizona. Thank you guys for watching. Just real quick, guys, before we end this, I wanted to throw out there, I've been sharing a lot of lowrider diaries. They're doing a fundraiser. Check it out. Get into the actual post and read the details. It is a production that my friend Tony Lucero has going. It's a movie he is releasing next fall. So it's important, guys. It's La Comadre approved. I promise it's not a scam. He has Not Scary Farm tickets going right now. I'm helping him out with the whole this and that. So please check it out. Support, guys, because I promise the final product will be one to go see. Alright, guys. Ahora sí.
It's my primo, Picasso's tattoos. Shout out to my primo.
Ahí está. Got it from him. Bye.